Hello guys, so I've got another parcel from Anderton's here today. So this is the Sire S3, which I've decided to get after the S7 that I tried the other day ended up not being that great, so I thought I'd give the S3 a try. Again, like, these are meant to have, you know, they're meant to be really good. They got a lot of really positive reviews and everything online. So yeah, do a quick unboxing, some first impressions, do some demos, bit of playing, and yeah, see what I think. So the S3 is one of the more recent Sire guitars. Should put this out of the way. And they're kind of like a more basic stripped back version of the S7. Got the gig back there. But still, like, spec wise on paper they look fantastic, so we'll see if it lives up to the hype. There we go. Okay, it's going her up. So I've gone for the pink one, which looks really nice. So again, now this is similar to the S7, how the S7 came. The action looks really high again on this. We'll see if it has any of the same issues to the S7, but other than that, it's looking good. The neck is, so on the S7, if you haven't seen that video, the neck on the S7 was, there was a gap between the neck and the body, so like in the neck pocket, but this one does not have that problem. Neck feels good, feels nice. Yeah, it looks good. So we'll get it plugged in, get the laptop set up, and have a little play through it. Okay, so that was the Sire S3 straight out of the box. Gave it a quick tune up. It was actually pretty much in tune. But yeah, just a little tweak and it was good to go. So I'll run through the specs first, and then we'll talk a bit about what I like about it and what's not so good. So spec wise, we'll start with the neck. It's a maple neck with rosewood fretboard. Different to the S7, which has the roasted maple. It's same kind of shape as the S7. I think it's exactly the same. I think it's kind of like a medium C shape. Very comfortable. It's got what Sire calls the edgeless fretboard, which is basically like rolled fingerboard edges, which is super comfortable. It's got a bone nut, standard tuners, nothing special, but you know they do the job. What else we got? 2-point trem. I think the only difference with the trem between this and the S7 is the saddles. Sorry, I can't see anything else that's different, other than I think on the S7 there's like a little grub screw at the bottom here, which like secures the tremolo arm in place. On the S7, I think it was on like this side, like the bottom. If you're holding the guitar like that, it's on the bottom. But on the S3, it's on the back, going that way. So maybe there is a difference, but other than that, I can't see anything, and it you know, feels exactly the same as the one on the S7. It's got a full size sustain block. So yeah, the trem's really nice actually. Obviously 2 single coils and a humbucker. There's no coil split on this, which the S7 did have a coil split. These pickups, I can't remember what they're called, what Sire called them. It's something like just like Sire standard pickups. They have flat pole pieces instead of staggered, whereas the S7 had the staggered ones. The pickups sound okay, to be fair. Nothing special, I don't think, but you know, again, they sound all right. We'll do some more sound clips in a minute, and we'll go through like all the pickup positions. Volume and tone controls. What else is there to mention? That's about it. That's the main things. Obviously, you've got the contours on the back, so we've got the contoured neck heel, and the lower horn is contoured as well, which is super comfy. So it's the exact same contours as on the S7 as well. And the finish, I didn't realise, I'll have to try and get some close-ups to show the finish. It's actually got a bit of like a metallic flake to it. I don't know if that will show up from there, but like I said, I'll get some close-ups of that as well. But yeah, it's really nice. I love the colour. It looks good. So yeah, good bits. It's really the neck is really comfortable. It sounds great. Tremolo is good. It stays in tune really well. Use the tremolo and it returns back to the same position every time. So yeah, it's a nice guitar. Like I said at the start of the video when I unboxed it, the action is super high, and it was on the S7 as well. So I don't know if that's just how they send them out from the factory or whatever. But yeah, the strings are really, really high off the fretboard. But there's no fret buzz. And on the S7 I had a problem with the strings fretting out, particularly to up towards the higher frets, but no problems with that on this one, which is good. The fretwork on this guitar is the good parts. The ends of the frets are perfect. There's no sharp edges. Again, like super comfortable. The ends are like really well polished. It looks really good. However, the frets themselves are a little bit scratchy, which obviously that'll kind of like wear away over time with a bit of playing, or you could you know, give them a polish, which I'll probably do. But yeah, a little bit scratchy. But I think that's, which in fact I'll talk about that now, is the spec of this guitar for the price is amazing. Like I think it was £360 or £370. So you know, like the rolled fingerboard edges and all that kind of stuff, the 2-point trem. These are things that for that kind of price, they're really, really good features. So I think where, and a bone nut as well on a £360 guitar, that's, you know, that's excellent. But I think where they're saving on the costs is like those little details, like, you know, not polishing the frets to a super high finish, and there's a few other little bits that we'll talk about in a minute, which is where obviously they must be saving the costs. But you know, that's not to say it's a problem. It just needs, you know, when you change the strings, just give the frets a little polish, or to be honest, just playing it will you know, wear away that scratchiness. To be honest, even from what I've just you know, the amount of time that I've just spent playing it, the scratchiness is already wearing away. So it's not a massive problem or anything. But going back to those little details that I was on about, just things like on the pick guard, like there's little bits where the, you know, the little like kind of flakes of plastic where the pick guard's been cut. What else was that? On the nut up here, there's, whether it's like some lacquer or something that's, you know, some overspray or some glue from the nut, I'm not sure. But it's just a little messy. Again though, you know, I'm sure that'll tidy up, you know, with a cloth or something, whether it'll rub off or can like file it off or something. And then again, this was the same on the S7 as well actually. The lacquer inside the truss rod cavity is just a bit messy. It's not as, this isn't as bad actually. The S7 was a lot worse than this, but you know, you can't really notice it, but like it is a bit messy. But yeah, that's what I mean by like these small details, the you know, attention to detail is obviously like kind of where they're saving on the costs a little bit. And then the other thing was this volume knob just kind of fell off while I was playing, so yeah, that'll need replacing. It's just like super loose. So yeah, I don't know if that's just this one or what. I mean, the tone's fine, I think. Yeah, the tone's fine, but that volume knob's like super loose and just, you know, fell off. But yeah, so yeah, overall though, it's really nice. I think, you know, for the money, you can't really complain. It needs a setup, but I'm sure after a setup it'll be fantastic. And the thing is, again, it's a, you know, £360-370 guitar. You gotta expect that it'll need something of a setup, regardless. So that's not really a problem. So yeah, we'll go through a few tones. I've just got a clean sound set up, so we'll just go through some sounds on the different pickups. So this is just the neck pickup. But yeah, so you know, it sounds nice. I don't think it has that like kind of like that stratty kind of chime to it. It's kind of there. the pickups just sound a little bit kind of I don't know, like flat sounding, a bit neutral. But it does sound nice. So this is the neck and middle. The camera just cut out there when I got to the middle pickup. So yeah, here's the middle pickup anyway. But yeah, the middle pickup sounds nice. It cuts through a bit more. I used it for a couple of little licks in that, like the clip that you just heard. There was some like funky licks in the background. But yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's nice. And then we got so this is the middle and the bridge pickup position. And then the bridge pickup. Yeah, so the pickups sound decent. Like I say, nothing to write home about, I don't think. But they're good. There's nothing wrong with them. Don't know if you can hear the dog barking in the background. But yeah. So I mean, overall, I think it's a great guitar, especially again for the money. I don't think there's much else in that kind of price bracket that can compete on the same level spec wise. I'd say the Harley Benton Fusion range are kind of within that price bracket. I think they're a little cheaper. They would maybe kind of be a competitor for this. The Harley Bentons don't have the features like the rolled fingerboard edges, and I would say maybe the finish on like the fretwork and that kind of stuff isn't as good on the Harley Bentons. But then there's a few features on the Harley Bentons that this doesn't have. So like my Fusion Telecaster by Harley Benton has steel frets, it's got the coil split, it's got lock-in tuners, it's got the roasted maple neck. So there's a few features there that are kind of pro Harley Benton. I might do a video, to be fair, kind of comparing those, because they are like kind of within that same price bracket. So yeah, I think ultimately though I would go with the Sire over the Harley Benton, just because like the neck feel was awesome, and I think with a proper setup this will be a great playing guitar. I have got some plans for this one, to be fair. I'm going to be modifying it, so there'll be a video on that as well. I was going to be putting some lock-in tuners on, different pickups, that kind of thing, so keep an eye out for that one. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful, especially if you're considering buying one of these. I'd say, like I say, they're a great guitar. This one is considerably better than the S7 that I tried the other day. But yeah, I'm hoping to get my hands on another S7 so that I can kind of see for sure whether the one that I had the other day was just a bad one. But yeah, definitely, can highly recommend the S3. It's a good guitar. So yeah, thanks for watching anyways, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.